What's going on? Ryan Johnson here, and I'm going to share with you a story. A story about when I decided to take back control of my life, when I had a major event happen in my life, and this is when my sister passed away. And before I get into the story, it might scare you a little, but that's the whole point of it. If you're not already in control of your life, you should be very scared because my sister passed away because she was out of control of her life. She was out of control of where she was going in life. And so for years, ever since she was like 16 years old, she was super addicted to drugs, alcohol, sex, all of this instant gratification, destroying habits. And not just like on the weekends, I'm talking every day. And prior to her passing a couple of years before, she got really addicted to pills and especially heroin. I remember driving with her one night when she was off like 30 Xanaxes, and it was just the scariest experience ever. And I actually got into Xanax at the same time. I started popping pills, and who knows, if she didn't pass away, I might have started doing heroin like she was doing because I was going down that path with her. But one night, she got a new car about 3 days prior to this night, and she went out drinking with some friends at the bar to kind of have fun, right? And I think she did some pills too and drinking, and she went to go drive home in the car. And she ended up crashing into a tree at like 80 miles per hour, died from blunt force trauma, and I was the first one at the scene, and it was horrifying. It was terrible. It was the worst experience of my life. And after that day, I just vowed to myself that I would change my life. Not just for me, not to just save myself, but to provide the path for other people to save themselves. Because what she lacked was knowledge. There's nobody around us that could teach us how to live a better life, right? Her dad was gone out of her life. We were living with my mom. Nobody knew what to do. And at the time I was watching videos like this, like self-improvement stuff, but this event, her passing away, is what truly pushed me to make the change. And so in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you how to make the change as well, and why you need to live your life with more intention. Because if you don't lead life with intention, you're going to end up not where you want to be because you didn't live with intention. You're going to end up working for somebody else and living somebody else's life because somebody else is living with intention and you're not. So you're going to have to follow them. And that's just the worst case scenario. I think we should all live life exactly how we want to live life. And at the end of the day, when we're lying on our deathbed, we're truly going to look back and say, wow, I wish I would have grasped life by the balls and done something with myself. So that's what this video is all about. Enough of me yapping, talking about sad shit. Let's get right into the video, boys. Alright, boys, it is time to take back control of your life. And what I mean by taking back control of your life is starting to live your life with thought and intention. Because without thought and intention, you aren't going anywhere. You aren't in control of your reality around you. And because of that, you have to allow somebody else to control your reality. Somebody who is living life with thought and intention. Because when you aren't living life with thought and intention, you are not a thought leader. You are not a leader. You are not a boss. And because you are not a boss, you are going to have a boss. And that is being out of control in your life. That is allowing somebody else to control your life. So it's all about being in control of you, being in control of what you can be in control of, and living your life with thought and intention to create the reality you want to live, right? So let's jump right into it. Step number 1 is the information phase. Sometimes no action is absolutely the best action, okay? In order to change your life, you must change your thoughts and belief. Thoughts lead to actions, actions lead to habits, and habits lead to who you are. Extracting the thinking from more successful people than you is the first step in any journey. This will naturally cause you to start thinking more like the successful people you are listening to or reading from. Once you start thinking like them is when you take action. See, a lot of the self-improvement advice out there is to take action, take action, take action. But I heard Hamzy the other day make this great analogy, and it went like this. Put 2 people inside of the gym, right? Now, one person just goes in there without knowing anything. And he's kind of going around, like, figuring things out, blah, blah, blah. And, after about 30 minutes, maybe an hour, maybe he figures out that, you can put the weights, on the bar, right? And then you can add more weight so you can build muscle. Now, the other guy, he spent about 30 minutes, an hour learning before he went to the gym. Maybe he watched a podcast, maybe he talked to somebody bigger than him. Then as soon as he got down there, he instantly just put the weight on the bar because he understands that's what he needed to do, right? And so he kind of saved himself time. He progressed quicker. And so just think about it this way. In the very beginning of your journey, how are you going to go anywhere with the same thoughts and beliefs you have right now? Like, think about it. You are in the spot you are in life right now. Like, we are in the spots we are in because it's all we know how to be in. Okay? Our thoughts create a reality. So in order to create a different reality, in order to take control of this reality around us, we must change our thoughts. We must change our beliefs. And the best way to do that is to extract the thoughts and beliefs from more successful people than us, okay? They have done the work. Listen to them, find the clues, and put them in your own life. That is the fast lane to getting results in life. So a couple of my favorite ways to do this is self-improvement YouTube videos, self-help books, podcasts, and curating your social media algorithm. So these are the ways that I did it throughout my self-improvement journey. I found self-improvement about 3 years ago when I was just a nobody. I was scrawny. You know, I wasn't confident. I couldn't get girls. I couldn't talk to girls and all of that stuff. And, you know, I needed information. I needed mentors to teach me. I needed that bigger brother, but I didn't have that. So I went to social media. I went to books. I found people more successful than me, and I learned from them. You know, at the end of the day, a book is a mentor. Watching a YouTube video is a mentor. That's literally all it is. Yeah, he might not be right in front of you, but you can still extract information from him. You can watch him and see how he moves and see how he thinks about stuff, and you are downloading every single data set of that guy, and you're going to implement it into yourself. So it is a mentor. That book is a mentor. These YouTube videos are a mentor. Those podcasts are your mentors. And so this is the first major step in taking control of your life, because now you're going to have to start living your life with thought and intention. Why? Because you're going to have to start teaching yourself. Okay, one thing school doesn't do is they don't teach you how to teach yourself. They teach you and tell you to do the work, but they don't tell you how to teach yourself, how to go out there, find information to a problem you want to fix, and fix that problem. This right here is how you take control of your life. When you learn how to learn is when you take control of your life. And so when you have an issue in your life, you identify it, you go find a book on it. You find a successful person who has had that same issue, and you read about how they overcame it. You find a YouTube video from another successful person who has overcame it, and you watch that. That is how you learn. Now, before we go on, I do just want to say some people can get stuck in this information phase. They can mentally masturbate to self-improvement content, but never actually take any action. And I was one of those people, right? I was watching self-improvement content for a year before I decided to take action because somebody on a YouTube video told me, like, yo, bro, you need to take action. I'm like, oh, that kind of makes fucking sense. So there was a pro to like learning a lot about it all, but there was kind of a con to not taking action with it. So when it really comes down to it, use your own common sense. Like, you should probably spend maybe 3 to 6 months really just learning everything. But then after that, do you really need to learn anymore? Like, the best way to go about it is to learn something, like learn it for a couple weeks, like really spend a month learning, and then put the principles into action. And then you'll see what happens. And then you'll run into another problem and you have to go learn about it. Like, the best way to run a business is to scale it up until something breaks. And then you fix that and you scale it up until something breaks. You know, if you're trying to fix things before they break, well, you're just not scaling enough. So you scale, let something break, and you fix it and you scale it again. You should do the same thing in your life. You scale your life by taking action. You wait until something breaks. Wait until you need something, right? And then you go out there and you find information and you scale it again. Step 2, taking out the trash phase. Self-improvement cannot happen without self-destruction. In order to change, sometimes it's less about what you need to do and more about what you need to stop doing. When you stop doing the bad habits, hanging around the wrong people, and thinking the wrong thoughts, you create room for the new life you are creating. And I always like to say 1 bad habit outweighs 10 good habits. So save yourself time and remove resistance by taking out the trash first. So what I mean by taking out this trash phase is you spend some time learning, right? You've been taking in all this information and stuff like that, and now you feel like you're ready to take action. Maybe you're ready to start, I don't know, maybe it's going to the gym, building your first business, you know, asking out your crush, or just whatever it may be, right? You're kind of feeling confident in yourself to now like go out there and do something, you know, putting the principles into action. But before you do that, I think you should really look around at your life and ask yourself, what can I get rid of before I start trying to actually make the change? Because what if you start like actually seeing progress with it?
But then there's all these negative things around you. There's all this trash around you that's kind of holding you back, right? There's your friends that are holding you back, when you could just get rid of them and excel so much quicker in life. Now, it might not be clear to you what trash you have in your life right away. And again, that's why it's important to kind of scale until something breaks, fix it, scale until something breaks, and fix it. But here's a couple things that you can, take out from your life that you probably don't need. First off, a toxic friend group. Like if you're friends with people just because you smoke weed or go out every single weekend or play video games together, you guys are not friends. You guys are simply friends with the same drug. So literally ask yourself, if me and my friend stopped doing this together, would we still be friends? Like, do we have actually anything in common besides this thing, right? Most likely, you and your friends probably smoke weed. Maybe you get together to vape. Maybe you get together to play video games, right? Now, if you take that out of the picture, are you guys still friends? And if you can truly ask yourself that question and be real with yourself, that is how you will figure out if they are toxic friends. Another thing you could ask yourself is, what is their goals? If you can't clearly identify your friends' goals, it's kind of sad to say, but they shouldn't be in your life. Like, you should know your friends' goals. When I'm friends with high-value people, I know their goals. I know what they are trying to achieve. It's clear to me. They said it to me, and I see it in their body. I see the way they move. I know they have goals. And if you don't see that in your friends, they are toxic for you. Next is toxic relationships. Constantly needing to be in a relationship as well. If you're currently in a toxic relationship, and what that simply means is a relationship that is bad for your mental health more than it is good for your mental health, that is a toxic relationship. A relationship is here to improve your life. After I've gotten to a kind of like a certain spot in life, and I don't say this to be like, whatever, I just want to say this to be real. I have realized how important a relationship is. And I've also realized that it's important because I need that person by my side. I need a positive energy in my life. The last thing I would want was somebody I'm arguing with, somebody I'm worrying about if they're going to cheat on me, somebody I'm worrying about if they're going to text other guys. That is simply a toxic relationship, a relationship that causes you stress, a relationship that takes energy away from you. Of course, you have to give love and give energy to that relationship, but taking unnecessary energy away from you, that is a toxic relationship. And also, constantly needing to be in one. This was me. Bro, I am 20 years old and I have had fucking like a dozen relationships. I jumped from relationship to relationship to relationship ever since I was 13 years old. Literally up until like a year ago, I have not taken a relationship break longer than maybe like 2 or 3 months. I always needed to be in a relationship because I could just never be alone. I could never spend time alone. I also needed that toxicity in my life because even though I didn't know it, it was fun to me. It gave me something to do with my fucking life. And so if you find yourself jumping from relationship to relationship, realize this. And you're gonna be super alone. But that is struggle. And the only way to grow is struggle. Another one is playing video games. Think about this. Always ask yourself, if I did this habit I am doing right now for 20 years, where will it get me? And so if you play video games every single hour for one day for 20 years, where is that gonna get you? Let me do the math really quick. 365 times 1 hour is 365 times 20 is 7,300 hours. Now let's divide that by 24 hours. That's 304 days of your life gone by playing 1 hour of video games a day. So if you play video games for the next 20 years, you have lost 1 year of your life in a virtual world that you will never get back. And by the way, I might talk very condescending about all of these things, but it's simply just because everything I'm talking about here is literally coming from mistakes I've made, things I've had to learn from. And so the younger version of myself needed kind of like this hard ass talking to him, like, you're going to lose out a year on your life if you're playing video games. And younger me would be like, but I enjoy them. They're fun. I play with my friends. I'm really good at them. That's what he would be like. But I just need the hard truth. There is no benefit to playing video games just besides actually having a virtual world to level up in. Like feeling like you're leveling up when you're not leveling up. Why not take that video game energy you spend and spend it on real life and level up in the real world? Next one is consuming entertaining content all day / not being productive. So again, this is a big one of taking control of your life, leading your life with intention. And when you're consuming content all day, most likely it is unintentional. You are doing it out of boredom. You are drifting through life because you just pull up your phone, you start scrolling, and you don't have the self-control to turn it off when you fucking get off the toilet or whatever. So you keep watching for another hour and boom, an hour of your life is gone. It's gone forever. Bye. What did you learn? Probably nothing. Maybe you're a little bit inspired, but cool. You can get inspired by fucking anything nowadays. So that's a big one I would get rid of. Just set a screen time on your phone, get rid of some apps or whatever. Like, just think to yourself whenever you're scrolling on content, like, ask yourself, what am I trying to accomplish right now? You know, like, be real with yourself. Oh, like, if you're gonna entertain yourself, like, be real. Do I deserve entertainment time right now? Is all my tasks done and not just chillaxing before I go to bed? If so, then yeah, good. But if it's like midday and you got shit to do and you're just fucking entertaining, scrolling, like, just fucking you giggle a little bit here and there, like, you're just drifting, okay? Bring yourself back to the moment now and realize intentional thoughts, intentional actions is how I'm gonna get the life I want and become in control of my life. Going out every weekend / destroying your consistency. So maybe you're struggling with this. Maybe you're not. You know, maybe you're super young and you're not really going out every single weekend. But maybe you're like 18, 19, 20, 21, up to maybe 25 now. And you're really starting to get into going out on the weekends, right? Kind of having fun with your boys and trying to get girls and stuff like that. And it's fun and all, but again, if you do this habit for 20 years, where is it going to get you? You know, you're not going to become some popular star in the club or whatever and make money from it, or you're just spending money there every single weekend, killing your liver and shit like that. So, like, it's like, what's the point? There really is no point. Just get rid of this out of your life, and you're also destroying your consistency while doing this. So the best way to think of consistency, it's like a ball rolling down a mountain, okay? And so most people get their ball rolling down the mountain Monday through Friday. And as soon as Friday night, Saturday hits, and even Sunday, they just destroy their consistency. They fuck off, they go out, they drink, they wake up late, they don't stick to what they have been doing all week. And because of that, nobody actually becomes consistent enough to see results. Okay, you cannot be consistent for 5 days and expect to see results. You need to be consistent for 30, 60, 90, 180 days to expect to see results. And so something I've been implementing in my own life is just asking myself, why am I going out? Like, I'll still go out here and there, right? I'm currently in Thailand. I've been out twice since I've been here for 3 weeks. But I've always asked myself, why? What is my intention with going out? Do I truly deserve to go have fun, drink, and pick up girls or whatever? Or am I going out to maybe try to learn something? You know, am I trying to network with people and stuff like that? You know, it could be a multiple of different reasons, but like, ask yourself your intention for going out and then be real with yourself, okay? Sometimes I'll think about going out, I'm getting ready, then I'm just like, wait, why am I going out? Like, what is my intention here? I don't really have one. Then I think about my intentions with my life. What are my goals? Okay, I want to accomplish this, so that means right now, tonight, I should probably intentionally do this in order to get that. So I shouldn't go out. See, that's what it basically means to take back control of your life. You intentionally think about the things you are doing and how they align to your goals in life. Not doing what you said you would do / self-sabotaging. So this one is a really big one I think everyone needs to understand, because I didn't pick this one up until like just a couple months ago in my self-improvement journey. But basically, when you say something to yourself, when you say you were going to read a book for 30 minutes at night and you don't do that, you are basically self-sabotaging your trust inside of yourself. Why? Because you told your mind, I'm going to do this. But then you don't take the action. You don't align your actions with your thoughts. And because of that, you break your own trust. You break your own confidence. You are self-sabotaging yourself. The most important thing to take control of your life is to have absolute belief that you can accomplish whatever you set your mind to. Okay, because if you set your mind to it, Andrew Tate said it best. If I say I'm going to do 1,000 push-ups, I'm going to do 1,000 push-ups. And he will get them done. And when I heard him say that, I'm like, wow. He was like, if I say that, I'm going to do that, because if I don't do that, I'm basically self-sabotaging myself. I am breaking my own trust. And so if you say you're going to do 1,000 push-ups, if you say you're going to run a marathon, you best fucking do it. Because if not, you're not going to trust yourself enough to take that risk, to be in control of your own life. So somebody else is going to be in control of your life. Next, staying up late / not prioritizing sleep. So most of us, we have to wake up at a certain time to get certain things done, right? But most people don't really set a sleep time. Everyone has like a wake up time, but nobody has a sleep time. And it's kind of like, what the fuck? Like, we all understand how important sleep is, okay? And kind of earlier in your self-improvement journey and kind of like your hustle journey, you might have to lose out on sleep here and there. But in the reality of it, you should still be trying to prioritize your sleep. And most of the time when you're staying up late, you're probably not actually staying up late because you're working really hard on something. You're finishing up a project. You're probably just scrolling on your phone. You probably just weren't productive enough throughout the day in order to get everything done so that you could be to sleep on time and stuff like that. And so that's when you really intentionally set up your day in a way to get to bed by 9 o'clock so that you can wake up on time and get just enough sleep. Because with more sleep, every single unit of hour you have throughout the day will become so much more productive, okay? Because when you get 6 hours of sleep, an hour is not going to be that productive for you. You're kind of going to be out of it. You're going to need some energy drinks, and you're going to be switching from task to task because you can't focus. But when you get a good 8 to 9 hours of sleep, you can fucking make an hour worth 2 hours. You can be straight dialed without even a fly that lands on you to distract you. So just think about it that way. Using drugs and alcohol, we don't even have to discuss this one. A sober mind is the best mind. And lastly, corn. Don't be beating off your meat. It's too overstimulating and shit like that. Like, it's we all know about no fat. We don't even have to really talk about that. But it's bad for you. You're basically achieving your highest desire as a man without actually going out to achieve it. It's like cheating in a video game, bro. It makes it boring, right? Like, I've cheated in Minecraft in the past. Like, I got the hacks. I literally stopped playing the game after that. Because I was just like, wow, this is boring. It made everything super simple. And when complex things like life and games are super simple, it doesn't make it fun. And so when you quit porn, or I should say corn, it makes basically achieving your highest desire as a man way too simple. And so you're not going to want to go out and do the hard things to attract a beautiful feminine woman that you can have your family with, right? So think about it that way. Step 3, take intentional action. Taking action doesn't mean shit unless it is intentional. In order to achieve the output you want in life, you need to understand it. Because once you understand it, you know what input you need to have. Now, at the beginning of anyone's journey, it won't be clear to you. That's why I laid out the inputs you need to have in order to take back control of your life. So again, after you do all these things, after you start learning, after you clear out the trash, you're going to want to start taking action. You're going to want to start putting the principles into action, correct? But that doesn't mean just taking any random action. That doesn't mean just trying to guess what to do. It means taking intentional action. And so there's a lot of ways you can go about it. Maybe you're a very smart individual and you can see what steps you need to take in order to achieve the life you want. But for the most part, we're all gonna be kind of lost, okay? I was lost. I didn't know where I was going, right? It was kind of just like a foggy road. Like 99% of people, that is what your self-improvement journey is gonna be like. That's what any journey is gonna be like in life when you lead your own life. Entrepreneurship, self-improvement, whatever it may be, it's gonna be a foggy road. You're not gonna know where the fuck you're going. You're not gonna know if you're doing the right thing. You're not gonna know if the sacrifices you are making are going to pay off. But that is the whole point of it. To sacrifice, to trust yourself, to build who you are, because you are the asset of this. Okay, the only thing you're gonna get out of self-improvement is a better you. Most people expect some amazing thing to pop out in self-improvement, for them to get some amazing relationship or make 10 grand a month, whatever. It's all about building you. You are the best asset. That is the end goal of all of this, is building up who you are. So I'm going to lay out basically the intentional actions if I went back 3 years ago that I would tell my younger self to take. All right, first requirement is gym 5 times a week at the bare minimum, okay? Going to the gym is one of the most important things you can do as a man. Your physical appearance is definitely the top 3 things other men look for in you and women look for you. Like, it's just the top 3 things you should focus on when you are young to build a muscular body, because it's something you can't buy. It's something you have to earn. And the thing is, the gym literally translates over into anything. When you go to the gym for a year, you will see your body grow, right? You will see your body develop. And you'll think about it. You'll be like, how did my body grow? Well, I went to the gym 5 days a week for a year, okay? And I did sets and I did reps and I added on stress to my body over time. So once you understand that and you saw that you saw progress in there, you're going to be able to implement that in other areas of your life, in relationships, in business, in whatever area, right? And so I applied this to business. I was like, wait, if I went to the gym for 3 years, saw a lot of progress, just because I got there every day and I added on a little bit more stress to my body, I just added on one more brick. What if I do the same with a business? You know, I didn't see much progress in my first year of lifting, but I saw a little bit more in year 2, and I saw a lot more in year 3. Because, you know, my skill set kind of just added on, right? And I learned a lot. There was exponential growth. So if I do the same thing in my business, I'll probably become successful with it eventually. I'll know more than I do now in 3 years from now, and that's better than knowing nothing. And so it's literally the best thing you can do for yourself. Also, who wouldn't want fucking sick biceps like these? Okay, another one. Eat high protein clean foods every 2 to 3 hours. So if I was you, I wouldn't really follow the fasting thing, especially while you're young. I would say fasting is like a special diet for if you're like an entrepreneur or some shit. Like, I would just recommend if you're young, you're trying to put on muscle, even if you're trying to lose weight, like, eat multiple meals, okay? Eat protein every 2 to 3 hours, okay? Because your body cannot hold protein. I'm an online coach. I know a lot about that. Your body cannot hold protein, okay? So get it in every 2 to 3 hours, no matter if you're trying to bulk or you cut. You're not only going to have more consistent energy levels, but you're going to build more muscle more quickly. You're going to speed up your metabolism. You're going to feel better. And most likely, you're actually going to be healthier. And so I actually give out free meal templates. You just got to DM my Instagram, Life of RLJ, free meal template or just like whatever, and I'll send it to you absolutely for free. There's really no catch to it. I just think it should be common information on how to build your own meal plan and eat well. So yeah, message me. Next, get a job that includes having to talk to people / sales. So again, I'm kind of making this video for my younger self. And if I was my younger self, I would just go get, well, I did, but I would definitely go get a job that involved talking to people, okay? I probably wouldn't work like hard labor or some office job or whatever. I would want to get a job where I have to actually talk to people all day. Why? Where do you get money? Where do you get wherever? Where do you get anything in life? You get it from people. So one of the best skills to learn is how to talk to people. And the best secret I know about this is just literally give. If you want something from somebody, you have to learn how to give to them. You got to learn how to make them happy. You have to be at service for them if you want them to be at service for you. And I kind of learned this from working sales job for the past 2 years. It wasn't like sales. It was like selling shoes, selling sunglasses and shit like that. But I still have to sell them, right? I still have to get them to like me and talk to them. It's just, it teaches you a lot. It teaches you how to smile. It teaches you how to hype people up. It teaches you how to get people to believe in a product, right? Even though I didn't really give a fuck about selling other people's products, it was kind of like a game to me. I wanted to see if I can get somebody to buy something, right? So you'll learn stuff throughout it. So I just recommend kind of having a job where you have to talk to people. And I'm not really talking like in a restaurant and stuff like that. I'm talking like where you have to sell something to them, basically. Consume positive information every second of the day. So like, okay, younger Ryan out there, consume more positive information. Even though you consumed a lot, consume way more. Turn off that noisy rap music or whatever and just plug in the AirPods and put on a podcast, put on an audiobook or whatever. And it's so beneficial. Even if you're not really listening to it, if you're not understanding everything, it's still going in your ears. And for a split second, you might pick something up and it might change a thought in your mind. It might change your life forever. This is what I do all the time. I'm always listening to positive information. When I'm taking a walk, there's an earbud in my ear. When I'm doing cardio, earbud in my ear, listening to some audiobook, whatever. Whenever I get time, I'm trying to intake positive information. Because the more you learn, the more valuable of a person you are. But also you become more in control of your life. When you have a deeper understanding of who you are, how this life works, then you understand the workings of life. And when you understand the workings of life, you understand how to manipulate it. Start posting online. So this is kind of like an out there one, but I just really recommend starting to post online, starting to post whatever you're doing. Just learning how to actually make content online. No matter what you do, just talk about what you do. Talk about your self-improvement journey. Talk about you going to the gym or whatever. It took me, I don't even know. It took me 6 months of posting like 10 videos a day. So what was that, like 600 videos? Just until I felt like I got okay with posting. You know, just until I hit like maybe it was easy to grow back then, but like 50,000 followers on TikTok and stuff like that, right? I would just start posting, if I was you, as often as possible, because building a personal brand is the absolute best asset you can have, of course, besides you. And if you want to learn how to do that, click this video right up here, and I teach you completely how I built my personal brand and started making money from it. Have a set early morning wake up time and never ever miss it. Now, why is this? Well, when you wake up at the same time every single day, 7 days a week, you get a very good consistency flow, and you know exactly what you need to do. You have this amazing routine that you're crushing every single day, okay? And this is the thing I didn't do in the past. My wake up times would be always different, and because of that, I had different amounts of time I had throughout the day. I kind of wake up and I'm like, oh shit, I woke up earlier yesterday, and I kind of already have like a negative connotation to the day, and it kind of just makes me slow and feel bad about myself and stuff like that. But when you wake up at the same time every single day, it's hard to even describe what it does to you. It just makes you feel good. It allows you to feel very clear. It gives you clarity inside of your life. And so now that you've woken up early, what do? The first thing you do is you get straight out of bed and you stay off your phone for like at least an hour, okay? This is a big issue inside of our generation, is people wake up and their phone is like right under the pillow or right next to them. They reach over, they grab it, they scroll for a while, they look at 100 people's different lives, and they just compare themselves, and they don't even have any thoughts about their own life in the first 10, 15, 60 minutes of their day. And so because of that, of course you're going to be out of control of your life. Like the first hour of your day is the most precious and vulnerable time for your mind. Anything that enters inside of there is kind of going to be stuck there like for the rest of the day. And so it's very important to go into your day with a clear mind, to set your thoughts and intentions before any external environmental things affect you, affect the way you're going to think about your day. Your thoughts lead to your actions lead to your habits lead to who you are. And so the very exact thoughts you have in the morning are going to change the habits you have throughout the day, the actions you do, and the person you're going to become. So I think it can be clear to you why you want to get out of bed right away, to kill that negotiation you might have. Okay, when you instantly jump out of bed, you're 99% more likely to instantly hit the gym when you think about hitting the gym, instantly eating the right food when you think about eating the right food, instantly reading that book when you get home, instantly going to sleep when it hits 9 o'clock and stuff like that. It's basically just killing that negotiation, the negotiation with the best version of yourself. Like, think about it this way. What would the best version of yourself do when they wake up? Would they sit there and scroll on their phone, or would they get right out of bed? They would get right out of bed. So just get right out of bed. All right, curate your environment for success. And what I mean by this is curate your room around you, okay? Most likely you're spending a lot of time in your room, okay? Or the majority of your time at home, like kind of in your room. So like make your room a good place, okay? If you have like junk around, clean it up. You know, get rid of all the junk. Kind of just remove a lot of bullshit from your room. And then what I like to do is I like to hang up just like white pieces of paper with like writing on it. And this is back home. Right now I'm in Thailand, but back home I have these pieces of writing, and some of them will just like have focus written like 100 times. Or it'll just have certain sayings to myself, or certain things I found in books that I really liked, or my goals and stuff like that. And it'll just hang up on my walls. Even though I don't take time to look at them, and I probably haven't taken time at all to look at them since I've put them up, they're still there. Like, I have a good memory. I know exactly what they say. And because of that, I see it out the corner of my eye, and it just kind of, it rings a bell. It reminds me what I need to do and stuff like that. So a big part of success is just remembering where you are going, okay? Success isn't achieving this lifestyle that you might imagine. It is simply achieving something you set your mind to, okay? And most of us, we set our mind on a goal we want to accomplish, and we start working towards there. But it takes a while to accomplish these goals. And so 3 months in, we kind of forget the goal we set out to accomplish, and we forget why. And so we get lost, and we never end up accomplishing that goal. So that's why you write it on a piece of paper. My goal is to do this by this time. Here's how I will do it. And you hang it up on your wall, so it's always there. You can always go back to it and know exactly what you need to accomplish. And I even like to put a little checkbox at the very bottom of it, and with success right next to it, so that I can check it off when I accomplish this. This is what I did for when I first started self-improvement. and my own TikTok channel, I wrote a 1-year goal. It was like by December 21st, I will have a platform, blah, 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 on this with 100,000 followers, and I will be this much better of a person, blah, blah, blah. And 1 year later, I was able to check that success box because I did everything I said I would, and it was like just the greatest feeling ever. Remove junk food, old vapes, smoking pieces from your environment. This is another one, curating your environment for success. It's not about adding the things there, it's also about getting rid of the other things. So when I was like trying to quit vaping, I still had like old vapes around, even sometimes like, oh my God, they would be in my trash. Like I would just go throw them away like after a video like this. And then maybe like 3 days later, I'd be like, oh dude, I really need some nicotine. Fucking searching through the trash. I find it, rip out the cord, plug it in, you know, get a little charge in there, get a buzz and like, oh, it's really not that great, and throw it away. But then I just felt like shit about myself. So if you have any of that shit around you, just throw it away and fully get rid of it. Like don't even have it in your room, throw it out in the trash. Go for a ride and throw it out the window or something. Don't actually do that. Don't litter. But if you get what I'm saying. Set a screen limit of 2 hours on your phone. So this is something, again, I wish I would have done way earlier because I always thought I was good with my phone until I actually checked it. And it was on there for like 6 hours a day. Now I have a screen limit of 2 hours. And guys, my business runs off social media. And I am able to run my business posting on Instagram all day, replying to DMs for my business, with my screen time reaching its limit most of the time when I lay down in bed at night to scroll on TikTok. Meaning I really only spend about an hour and a half on my phone a day, and I make $5 grand a month for my phone. And so if you're spending any more time than me and you're not making money, I have to ask you, what the fuck? Like, why? Unless you're just learning about this, what the fuck? Why? What are you doing? You are out of control. You are not living your life with intention. Set a screen time limit and make sure you stick to it. And lastly, meditate/stare at the wall. So this is more of the best action is to take no action thing, right? Okay. Sometimes we get doing all these things, right? We get learning a lot, we taking action, we're getting rid of the trash, but we never take a moment to just sit still and think. And practice, do repetitions of becoming present in the moment now. And I will talk about this later. It's the very last slide of this video. It's awareness. But practicing your awareness of your environment around you, everything that is going on, is probably one of the most beneficial things, beneficial actions you can take. Because the more aware you are of just life, everything, just the better awareness you have, the more successful you are going to become. Because on your journey towards success, if you are not aware of that booby trap right in front of you, that pitfall right in front of you, your dumbass is going to fall down in there. But when you practice awareness, you're going to see these things. I've noticed in my own business, because I have practiced awareness, I can tell when something's about to break in my business. When it's getting a little up there, when one of my clients maybe he's going to drop out soon, right? You know, I can tell that he's kind of moving away, so I need to put some more work into him, kind of bring him back in, right? That's just that awareness, and that's from just becoming aware, spending time staring at my wall for hours. And you can even turn on music. You can turn on just like vibrational music or just meditating music and stuff like that. Just sit to yourself and think. And bro, sometimes you might even cry. There's many times I've even cried, okay? Like if you're going through a breakup or whatever in life, just sit there and allow yourself to feel feelings. That's another thing, is release feelings, because releasing feelings is releasing trauma. Okay, when you cry, you are releasing trauma. This is a big thing our generation doesn't do, especially men. They don't allow themselves to cry. They build up that trauma, and because of that, they carry it everywhere with them, and they don't even realize it. So it's very important to take time and just relax, breathe, think about shit, and release that emotion, bro. Step 3 in part 1. So we kind of went over the step 3, and that's taking intentional action. Now we're going to really break it down into about 7 parts, I believe. The first part is going to be journaling. Okay, journaling is like creating a game plan for the day. How do you expect to take control of your life without having a game plan? So journaling is probably the first thing I picked up from my self-improvement journey. I've been journaling for like almost 900 days, I think, pretty consistently. And it's been a big contributor to everything, okay? Because when you take those first 15 minutes out of your day, when you instantly get out of bed, you stay off your phone, you grab your coffee, you open up your journal, and you just get to writing, especially kind of with the format I'm going to lay out, the framework I'm going to lay out, you first off really ground yourself, but you also set a good intention for the day. And again, this is all about taking intentional action. Okay, so you got to understand the actions you are going to take today in order to get the outcome you intend to get. So that's why you journal in the morning. You set your goals. You break them down into bite-sized chunks. So here's my journaling framework. Good morning, world. Today is going to be insert whatever you're feeling today. I usually say like amazing, beautiful, extravagant, good day. Okay. Today I'm grateful for, and just list a couple things you were grateful for. I always recommend at least 3, and they don't have to be big things. You can simply say, I am grateful for this water right next to me. Some like life, health, and this brand new day I get to conquer. Just some things you can list out. Today my goals are to list out the goals you have, and sometimes it might be long, sometimes it might be short, depending on where you are in life, how you like to list them out. But like for me, it'd be like, hit the gym at 5 p.m., eat clean all day, read for 30 minutes, and be to bed by 9 p.m. Just really list out the biggest goals you have for the day, just so you understand them. So they're right in your mind in the morning. And then also add this. Yesterday I failed to, and explain what you failed at. And if you add this every single time, then you are more likely to accomplish the goals you set for yourself every single day. Because now you kind of have this system going on. You're kind of like coaching yourself. Okay, what does a coach do? He tells somebody what they need to do and then what they fail at. And that's why having a coach in your life is so beneficial, because most people fail to tell themselves what they failed at. But when you can start admitting to yourself what you failed at, you are coaching yourself. You are increasing your rate of velocity towards your goals in life. Always add that, because then you always realize, okay, I'm gonna have to admit to myself what I didn't do yesterday. Okay, so this could be read for 30 minutes before I went to sleep. Well, I didn't read I failed to read 30 minutes before I went to sleep because I spent too long on my phone. That's just an example. That's what it might be. But just admit to yourself something you failed at. If you didn't fail at anything, good job. Today I will change that by, and then always tell yourself how you're going to change it. Cool, you identified it, but what are you going to do about it? Today I will change that by setting a screen time or setting a reminder to read at 7. So you can set a screen time so that like you're not constantly scrolling on your phone. You could set one maybe for like 7 o'clock, or you can just set a 2-hour screen limit. Or you can just set a reminder that goes off at 7 p.m. like an alarm. It goes off, you're going to be like, what the fuck is this alarm for? Oh, it's that I need to read, right? Additional examples. My goal for this month is to read 2 books, to be consistent in the gym, to grow my social medias to 1,000. So like, sometimes I used to like setting like big goals for the month. Like when I was growing my TikTok account, it would be like, my goal for this month is to grow 10,000 followers and get 500,000 likes or something like that. And just so I kind of had that pressure on myself, and I was keeping track of my analytics at the time, understanding how much I needed to do every single day. And so if my goal was to hit 10,000 at the end of the month, I needed like, I think it was like 566 followers every single day or something like that. And so I kind of took track of that and just really became aware of what I needed to do every single day in order to reach that goal. And also break it down. How are you going to accomplish this by the end of the month? I will accomplish by making sure I carve out 30 minutes at night to read, making sure I have everything ready for the gym, or posting once a day. And then really from there, I just like to freestyle. It's a simple framework. You basically just set a good tone for your day. You ground yourself. You tell yourself your goals. You admit to yourself what you failed at. You tell yourself how you're going to change that, and then just kind of like freestyle from there. Next, step 3, part 2, building your physique. You are the best asset, so spend your most valuable currency, time, on building something that will last forever and yield great returns on your investment. Think about that. You are your best investment. You're going to have to live with yourself with the rest of your life. Invest into yourself before you invest in anything else. And Alex Hormozi says it best. I've been hearing him talk about it recently. He's like, at the end of the day, what is this all about? It's about building up who I am, because the person I become is something you cannot take away from me. And whenever he says that, it just gives me chills, because he's somebody who has so much external success, but what he is most proud of is his internal success. Because he understands it's his best asset. And we should really look up to this guy. He's really successful. And so that's why I recommend really building up physique as a man. Even like coming out to Thailand, I went to Jack Hopkins' fight. You guys might know him. He used to go by CEO of Testosterone Online. And of course there was just some like internet money kids and stuff like that. Like I'm kind of like young entrepreneurs there. And I talked to maybe like a group of 15 of them. And a majority of them commented and came up to me on my body. I was there all alone. They were kind of in there in groups. But, you know, one of them would come and be like, hey bro, you're jacked and stuff like that. Ask me questions, because everyone wants to know like how to get more jacked, right? And so when you build a physically good looking body, people are going to want to ask you about it. People are going to want to talk to you. People are going to respect you. People are going to look at you. You're going to get more looks in life. All around, it's just the best investment you can make. And I'm just talking about physical stuff. I'm not even talking about the mental sides of it. Now, this one really deserves a whole video, but here's a couple tips to help you put you in the fast lane towards building an impressive physique. First off, hit each muscle group twice a week. You want to hit them twice a week because that gives you 104 days a year, right? 104 days a year to build muscle, where if you hit it once, that gives you 52 times a year to build muscle, okay? So hit each muscle group twice a week. An example split, and this is just my personal favorite split, is chest back, shoulders, arms, legs, rest, and then repeat. So it's chest backs, day 1, shoulders, arms, day 2, legs, day 3, then you rest and you just repeat that split. It allows you to hit each muscle group twice a week. 3 to 5 sets of 8 to 20 reps. Always train heavy and understand progressive overload. So 3 to 5 sets of 8 to 12 reps. That's just general like hypertrophy training. And always training heavy is like, a lot of people train like pussies in the gym. They're scared that like they're gonna break their arm or something with like 20-pound dumbbells. And I'm just like, bro, oh my God. Lift heavier and push your limits in the gym. If you hit an exercise and you walk away from it without like gasping for air, and you're like, wow, that was hard, then you didn't hit it hard enough, okay? And also understand progressive overload. So progressive overload is simply just, is your weight increasing over the time in terms of how much the dumbbell weighs? Is your time under tension increasing over time, which is like how slow are you controlling the movement? Is your repetitions increasing over the time? So like, let's say you pick up a 20-pound dumbbell, right? And you're gonna curl it 8 times on week 1, right? 8 reps is what you can do. By week 8, you should be doing it for like 20 reps or something like that. That is increasing the amount of reps you can do with something. 4 is sets, so you can add sets to exercises you were doing. So maybe your training split right now is like, you're usually doing like 3 sets of squats. Well, in a couple weeks, add in 4, and then move it up to 5 sets, and then move it up to 6. But then maybe move it back down to 3 sets, but then add in more weight, and then move it up to 4, 5, 6, move it back down and add in more weight. Is the best way to think about it. There's many progressive overload things. It's literally just comes down to lifting heavier, lifting longer, doing more sets, more reps, and etc. It's simple. Eat protein every 2 to 3 hours and have a big meal before and after you work out. Again, DM my Instagram for a free meal template. Your body can't hold protein, like I said. Eat protein every 2 to 3 hours and put the majority of your food around when you work out. So right before and right after, okay? If you're eating like a big meal before you go to sleep at night or right in the morning, like why? You're not gonna use it. Eat it before you work out and after you work out, because your muscles need the energy to perform in the gym and also to recover from the gym. 1 gallon of water a day. So this is gonna have many benefits on you. It's gonna have mental health benefits, physical benefits. You're gonna look better, you're gonna feel better, you're gonna lose weight quicker, and you're gonna build more muscle. Because, not build more muscle, but your muscles are gonna appear bigger. Because muscles are kind of like a balloon. They fill up with glycogen, which is carbohydrates, like your bread. They also fill up with salt, and they also fill up with water. So when you combine these 3, that's kind of how you get a pump. So the more water you drink, the more, not only water retention will you lose, so you'll look better kind of like in the abs and in the face and stuff like that, because you're getting a constant flow of water in, so your body's like flushing out water, but it's also going to go into your muscles and make them look bigger. Take a multi-protein powder, pre-workout, and sleep supplement. I'm a big supplementer. I have a bunch of supplements. Actually, right here is my all-time favorite multivitamin. It's an animal pack multivitamin. I've been taking this for 3 years. It has a really long list of ingredients. Not sponsored or anything. That's just, I absolutely love these. Ultimate Training Foundation. If I was you, I would get these. There's Alpha Lion pre-workout. This is the pump I take. This is stimulant free. It's just a whole pump product. I am sponsored by this company. Code RLJ gets you 15% off. But I love these. They have protein powders, pre-workouts, and stuff like that. I also recommend getting some melatonin and stuff like that. Just like, these supplements are out there, and they do give you a competitive advantage against other men, you know? So That's why I like to take them. When you get into the gym, let the focus be on being present and just crushing your workout, okay? See, a lot of people when they get in the gym, they're not really there. They're kind of just there to feel productive, but because they're not in the moment, because they are not aware, they're not actually making any progress. They're not aware that they're not training hard enough. They're not aware that they just spent a 5-minute rest in between sets. They're not aware that they picked up the same dumbbell weight for 5 sets and stuff like that because their mind is not in the workout. So when you get in the gym, you put on your earbuds, you put your phone on Do Not Disturb, and the only time you go on your phone is to change your music. Other than that, you are in there. And something I like to do on the way to the gym is to mentally note that to myself before I even get there, to clear my mind of all the other thoughts that are running through my head and just say, okay, Ryan, you are about to enter the gym. It is gym time. It is time to just focus on this, because focusing on anything else, thinking about anything else, would not do me any good, okay? Also, naturally, we are focused individuals, okay? Why? Just think about it. What is the opposite of focus? It's distractions. And so naturally, if you put us out into the forest, we're going to be focused. We're not going to be distracted by our phone, by whatever, by how somebody thinks about us or whatever. We're just going to be focused. And so if you simply remove distractions, you will be focused. Muscle is built during recovery, so take rest days and prioritize sleep. I can't stand when somebody says, like, I just worked out for 14 days straight, blah, blah, blah. Like, rest days are so important. I recently learned this. I actually just, not recently learned this, but it got reinstalled inside of me, kind of. I've been pushing my body so hard, doing 2 hours of cardio a day, walking 20,000 steps, training hard every single day. And tonight I've literally just reached a point of like overtraining. I can feel my body is inflamed and stuff like that. And I'm surprised I'm even talking this well in this video right now, just because my body is so overworked. And I've noticed that like my face is kind of like bloated up, my stomach's bloated up. It's not really digesting food properly. I'm getting weaker in the gym, but like my body weight's the same and stuff like that. It's literally just because I haven't been prioritizing sleep and taking rest days. And it's detrimental to your physique is the best way to put it. So prioritize your sleep. Step 3, part 3, don't disrespect momentum. Intentional action isn't about the action you are taking. It is also about the action you are not taking. So once you start to get momentum going with all of this, you're taking a bunch of action. There's going to be distractions that come your way. There's going to be people that want to fuck up what you got going on. And so it's also about the actions you are not taking. You're not disrespecting momentum by thinking to yourself, oh, I've been doing well. I deserve to go out tonight. I deserve to stay up way late and watch all these movies. I deserve to just break my momentum. Because as soon as you break it, you have to rebuild it up. So be very intentional when you break it. You know, there's times you're going to break it. It's perfectly fine to break it here and there. But be very intentional when you decide to break it. Don't subscribe to weekend/sleeping in. By doing so, you are losing out on 104 days a year by doing that. Like I just said, most people are spending 5 days a week working and then taking 2 days off, okay? And by doing that, they're losing out on 104 days a year when they could be getting ahead, when they could be keeping that momentum, that consistency, that, you know, discipline going. It takes months for habits to become ingrained to you and for you to embody them. So think about that. What I mean by this is you start going to the gym, right? But it's not instantly ingrained into you. You don't really feel like you're somebody who goes to the gym. You don't embody it. You don't look it. But after 6 months, you kind of look like you go to the gym. After 12 months, you really look like you go to the gym. And so that's with every single habit you do. Whatever it may be. You start running. Well, first you're not going to feel like a runner. And 6 months from now, you're going to feel like a runner. And you're going to look like a runner. Okay? Whatever it may be, it takes time for habits to become ingrained to you. And you need momentum in order for this to happen. Okay? You need consistency in order for this to happen. One bad habit outweighs 10 good habits. So again, this is when you're getting momentum going, okay? You have all these good habits, but then you decide to do that one bad habit on the weekend, and that one bad habit can easily outweigh all of the good work you have been doing all week. For example, you spend 6 days out of the week going to the gym, improving your health, but then you go out and you get absolutely shit-faced. You destroy your muscle, you destroy your ability to build muscle, you destroy your protein synthesis and all this shit, and you just destroyed all the work you put in the gym. And you look even worse now. So that's just why one bad habit can outweigh 10 good habits. There's a gray space in between your old life and new life. And if you lose momentum, you might just fall back down to the level you started at. It's a big thing I see a lot of people do, is to start climbing the ladder, start improving themselves and stuff like that. And they get momentum going, but they quickly disrespect that momentum and think they earned a break, think they earned a vacation off from becoming the person they fucking need to become for their future family. And because of that, they fall back down to level 1. And they look up to where they were, I should say, and they go, wow, that's kind of far up there. Yeah, I'm just gonna stay down here because I don't want to fucking fall again because I'm a little bitch. Step 3, part 4, positive information sources. Here's a couple books that I really like and influencers and podcasts. These are just things I could think of off the top of my mind. Reality Trance Surfing, not sure the author on this one, but I've been listening to this audiobook all of the time. It's absolutely amazing. It's life-changing. It has my mind blowing. So I really recommend looking into this, Reality Trance Surfing. Awaken the Giant Within by Tony Robbins. I describe this book as the dictionary of self-improvement. When I was reading it, I was just mind-blown by how much information he had on every single topic, from money to relationships to health to wealth to all of these things to investing. It literally had a topic like on every single thing, and it was super in-depth, and it was also entertaining and nice to read. Like it was written very well, so I recommend getting that book. The Power of Now. This is a really good book for awareness, becoming more aware in this moment now, why it's important, and it also relieves a lot of stress and anxiety in your life. Really recommend reading that one. Deep Work. This will help you understand why it's important to become very focused, how to remove distractions, and really how to really get ahead in life. Like we have these units of time throughout the day. The best way for me to put this is like most Americans work 40 hours a week, but they only get like an hour or two of actual work done. Why? Because they work for 15 minutes, check their phone, and then they go back to work, check their phone, get a coffee, blah, blah, blah. And because they never get into a deep state of work, and that takes anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes to really enter that deep state of work, they don't actually really produce the best work they could produce. So that's why you should read that book and really understand it. Also, if you pair these two, The Power of Now and Deep Work, with each other, like if you line them up back to back, I think it would be really beneficial. You'll understand why it's important to become present in this moment now, and also to work on something, be present. And they kind of just go hand in hand. And when you can do both, you're just going to become a whole new person. Way the Superior Man by David Guetta. This is just an awesome book for any man out there to really learn about himself, learn about the masculine way of life, and also dating and stuff like that. Yeah, I haven't read it in a while. I need a refresher, but it's a really good book. Atomic Habits. Yeah, I threw this one in here because a lot of people like it, and I think habit building is very important. For me, habit building has never been hard, but maybe for you it's hard, so I'd recommend reading Atomic Habits. Mind Pump Podcast, this is for fitness stuff. Absolutely love this podcast, dude. They're so legit. They know their shit. Mind Pump Podcast, you can find literally information on just like anything in the fitness space out there on their podcast. Shout out to them, go watch them. Hands Up for self-improvement stuff. He is, in my opinion, just the king of self-improvement. Like he has mastered this niche, if you want to call it, this thing, and he just knows everything about it. So I would come to me first for self-improvement stuff, but he's also a good source. And then just search for YouTube for self-improvement audiobooks. Like that's what I'll do. Like when I used to work my cooking job in the morning, I would just search up like self-help, self-improvement audiobooks, slap like the fucking 7-1 hour on, and just listen to it while I work. Oh, so sorry I'm rubbing my nose so much. I'm taking Accutane right now, and it's drying out my nostrils, and I, no joke, have bloody nostrils all throughout the day. And so it's just like, it's really itchy right now just because there's like, it's dry in there, so it basically breaks and it bleeds, and it's kind of like healing, and it itches when it heals. I know, but it's just, some people are gonna be like, is he doing cocaine? Like, no, I'm an Accutane. Step 3, part 5, reduce social life. Most people you can attract into your life now won't benefit you, so why be around them? This is a really good thing to think about, is you attract who you are for the most part, right? And so at the current stage you are in life right now, do you want to attract the people on the same level as you? Not really. Most people aren't going to have the same goals as you and stuff like that as well. So it's just like you kind of got to reduce your social life and be alone. And that's a big thing I learned on my self-improvement journey is that right before you make the big transformation in life, you will go through a period of extreme loneliness. You know, I searched this up, like, why am I so lonely and stuff like that. And it would just be like, you're going through like a spiritual awakening. You're going through a life transformation. And it's something you have to go through alone. And again, I kind of describe how there's that gray space between the life you're currently living and the new life you're creating. And in that gray space, there's a lot of nothingness. And it can be very isolating and depressing at times. But it's all part of the journey. And let me tell you, it's very, very worth it. So, of course, stay single, in my opinion. Unless you truly find somebody who is a real ride or die and just there for your goals. Then don't stay single. But the truth is, you can't really figure out if somebody's like that. It takes 6 months to really find out. And while you're young, like any girl you're gonna get with, you're gonna be like, yeah, she's the one, she's the best one ever. But like, just stay single, dude. Say no to going out. You know, what is going out gonna do for you while you're young? Get successful and then go out. It's a lot more fun. Remove Snapchat/social media. So whatever social medias distract you, just get rid of it. My big thing was Snapchat, just because I would go on there, I'd see everybody from my hometown kind of going out every single weekend. All these girls and stuff like that, and be like, should I go out? Well, I need to do this, and I would just feel extra alone. I'd get extra FOMO, and it's just like, I don't need that, so I removed it. And it really helped me reduce my social life as well. So get off Tinder and shit like that. Don't date a girl from Tinder, bro. It's just, I've made that mistake too many times. Overall, just remove resistance and distractions. The most contagious energy is people energy. Protect yours by reducing your social life for the time being. So you're going to be building up this new energy inside of yourself, okay? You are transcending yourself to the next level of life, which means you are adding more energy to you. And so you need to really protect this energy. And if you go out and you surround yourself with low vibrational people on level 1, they're going to drain that energy out of you, right? Or you're going to sink right back down to their level. But for now, you just need to protect your energy until you move up to the next level where you find new friends at that level. Step 3, part 6, awareness. If you did exactly what you're doing for the next 20 years, where would you end up? Have you even thought about it? You most likely are aware if you hit bicep curls 2 days a week for 20 years, your biceps will grow, right? So where would playing video games bring you? Where would procrastinating bring you? And so on. So I think one thing that is very mature to do is to truly think about us laying on our deathbed, or where we'll be when we're 80 or 70 or 60 or 50 with the current habits we have, with currently where we are going in life. And it's kind of hard to project where your life will go because anything could happen. But if you kind of give it some thought, you can get a realistic expectation of it. Again, your thoughts are going to create reality. Whatever your intuition tells you your life is going to end up with currently what you're doing, it's probably true. And so kind of whatever your intuition tells you your life is going to end up, think about it. And think about what needs to change in order to create a different life. Again, if you hit biceps every day for your whole life, of course they're going to be big. And so if you if you try to create a business every day of your life, of course you're going to create a successful one. If you try to make content every day of your life, of course you're going to become successful with content and stuff like that. Like, it's no doubt that it's going to get you there. The actions you take now affect you many months and years down the road. Best thing I've ever was told is that success will always lag behind you. For a while, I was putting in so much work, but I saw no results. And I was just asking myself, why am I doing this? What is this all for? And I did some researching, like something broke in my life, right? So I went to go fix it. And I read that success will lag behind you, and I'm like, wow. And let me tell you what, it's so true. Like, for the past 3 years, I've been on self-improvement, working on myself, and even 6 months ago, I was still broke. I was still working a full-time job. My girlfriend was cheating on me after I was doing all these good things for almost 3 years. And I was like, what the fuck? But within 6 months, my life completely changed. Within 6 months, I got paid everything I was working for. So it can happen like that, but it takes time. If you don't make the change now, then what makes you think you will make it later on in life? There's no such thing as time. Only the now is the true moment. So this is another thing. When you decide you're going to do something, do it right now. Because if you don't do it, you probably won't do it at all. Like, think about it. When's one time you saw a text and you said, oh, I'm going to reply to that in a minute? And then 3 days go by and they're like, hey, question mark? And you're like, oh shit, I forgot to reply to that. I think the main thing I'm trying to extract out of this for you is just becoming aware that, like I said, when you don't take action, when those thoughts come into your mind, you're not going to end up taking them. And so that is going to stop you from procrastinating. It's going to stop you from putting things off. Because if you put it off once, you might put it off twice. If you put it off twice, you're probably going to put it off 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. That means you're going to go putting off your whole life. My dad sent me a really sad text the other day. It was, I'm drowning in my sorrows of regret of not being confident enough to follow my dreams. Or something like that. I'm just like, wow. My dad's like 65 and he's a little depressed with life because he never followed his dreams. Partially it was he wasn't really in control of his life. He was allowing other people to tell him what to do. He wasn't leading his life with intention every single second. And so he never ended up getting the outcome he wanted in life. And he just never made the change now. He kept putting it off. I'll do it then. I'll do it then. I'll do it later and stuff like that. And I noticed this because I remember coming home from school and like bills would be all over the table. Like we would have hundreds of bills on this one table, right? And they would just be all scattered, and you know, he would always be like, "Oh, bills, I'll pay them later," or whatever. It's just like he just kept putting it off, and he never made the change, you know. And so just don't end up like that. Like make the change now, because the only moment is now. If you don't make it now, what makes you think you're gonna make it later? You know, things can always change later. Look around, ask yourself, can I make the change right now? What is stopping me? Does somebody want to speak up? No, nobody's gonna fucking speak up. Make the change now. By removing distractions in life such as your phone, going out, and friends that don't benefit you, you will become more present and aware of your own life and what exactly is going on and what exactly needs to change. So again, this kind of takes time to really become aware of how actions affect your life later on in life. This is when it really takes just kind of receipts, you know, years of self-improvement and experience to understand this. But it's the best time to start now. Just get off your phone more, you know. Stop going out so much and get rid of the friends that don't benefit you. Get rid of these distractions in your external environment so you can focus more on your internal environment, right? And this will allow you to become more aware of, basically, I like to call it your house, right? If you're constantly outside of your house, you don't know what the fuck is going on inside. But as soon as you step inside and you see that it's a mess, you become aware of what needs to be cleaned up, what trash needs to get taken out. You know, what exactly is going on, okay? Like the furnace is broken, okay? So you go fix it. Get what I'm saying? Awareness is understanding, and understanding equals control. So that's why I'm putting a big emphasis on awareness, and I'm ending it off with all of it. Because once you are aware of your life, who you are, how your thoughts affect your actions, and your actions build your habits, and your habits build up who you are, and all of these things I've discussed, you are understanding of everything. And when you are understanding of everything, you are in control of everything. It's as simple as it is. When you are aware of how life works, you are understanding of it. And when you are understanding of it, you are in control of your life. It's the best way to think about it. Oh, I got one last one. Step 3, part 7. Stop looking for the secret. A lot of people on self-improvement are always looking for the secret to success. The truth is, there is no secret. If you are looking for the secret, you are looking to live by somebody else's rules of life. Live by your own. Only then will you discover true success. I love the YouTube videos. The secret to success. This millionaire reveals the secret to making $1 million. Guys, there is no fucking secrets. The secrets aren't secrets. The secrets are that you just need to find out the secrets of your own life and to live by your own rules, okay? This is what that life transurfing books tell you. When you live by somebody else's rules, you are renting out somebody else's idea of success, okay? And because of that, you're not going to become successful. Why? Because that is not your success. That is not what you were destined to fucking become. You were trying to become something you were not supposed to become. And so you're not going to become it because you aren't destined to become that. And so when you live by your own rules, when you stop looking for the secret of success, yeah, you listen to all these things and you intake the nuggets of information in them, but you stop trying to follow somebody else's plan, somebody else's definition of success, and you follow your own, is when you will truly discover success. You will truly live out what you are supposed to become in this life. By thinking that information out there is going to make you successful, you basically have another boss. The whole point of this is to become your own thought leader. Intake positive information from successful people, then apply it to your own life. Don't follow what they do. Listen to what they do and extract the nuggets for your own life's success. So again, when you're looking for the secret of success, you are basically following another thought leader. You're having another boss. But when you simply just intake the positive information and you apply it to your own life, to your own success, and you'll find out what this is over time. It might not be clear to you right now, but you will find out over time. That is when you will truly become successful. You need to create your own rules in order to become successful. If not, you are not in control of your life. You are just following somebody else's control. Again, taking control of your life is all about living your life with intention. And so, if you were looking for the secret to success, if you were following somebody else's secret of success, you are intentionally living your life. You are living with somebody else's intentions. I'm going to skip this one, go to the next one. Basically, heal what ails you in life. This is literally the best thing, because when you heal what ails you, you understand it in and out. Not only do you understand how to heal yourself from it, but you have a story with it. And this is the most powerful thing ever. Okay, if you were skinny and you get bulked up and you gain confidence and you feel better about yourself, you're healing what ails you. And so you're going to help other people out do that. If you're fat and you lose a bunch of weight and you get confident and you regain your life back, boom, you're healing what ails you. Go help other people do that. It's literally just healing all the things that ail you in life and then basically teaching other people how to do that. That's just literally the best way to live life. Like, you can make money doing it that way and live a perfectly happy life. Just imagine that. Just imagine, I can't even explain it, dude. It's so late. Oh my god. I need to end this video. I hope you guys enjoyed that. This was a really deep dive, in-depth guide on how to take back control of your life and just literally start living with more intention. At the end of the day, it all comes down to intention, okay? Intentional thoughts lead to intentional actions. Intentional actions lead to intentional habits. And intentional habits create the you intentionally wanted to become, you desire to become. That's exactly how you take control of your life and become who you want to become. You become your own thought leader through intention. And that is how you create the reality around you you want to live. The circumstances you want to live with is all done just through simple, thoughtful intention. I can't make it any simpler than that. And it might not be clear to you how this works right now, but if you put these principles in this video into action and you see what happens, you will know exactly everything I'm saying right now. So maybe come back to this video in a year from now, save it or something like that, screenshot it, and just come back to it and see what you have learned. Other than that, my name is Ryan Johnson. If you want to work with me one-on-one towards your fitness and mindset goals, DM my Instagram, Life of RLJ, let's go, or simply just click the link in the description. Other than that, I will catch you guys later. Peace out.